that Crime's the Future is about a couple things, is that it is about art and the place that it, and the space that it takes up in a sort of conceived future where the body has become something that is currency in a way, and sort of there's a physical transactional exchange between like art and commerce that's really ugly and dark, and it's pushed to a sort of like rebellious. Art's always been like a form of rebellion, but in this case it becomes an actual crime. I think that Timlin is somebody who, I don't know, like sometimes you meet people that are like so straightforward and sort of pragmatic that you wonder, it's like how present are you? Like I think that she has this kind of check every box, do a good job, get a good job. This is a world in which it's kind of really hard to, or at least I imagine this as far as I perceive this reality. I think that there are very sort of there are very separate worlds in our movie. And she is part of one that I think that she feels kind of a lot of shame about, but it's all very swallowed and suppressed. And I think that's actually a part of her sexuality. I think she's just, I guess she kind of likes it. I think the first conversation that David and I had about what Timlin should look like is that, normal. He's so gentle. I knew that he had a very specific idea of what he wanted the girl to look like, but he gave me so much room to sort of like have whatever feelings I wanted to have about it, and they aligned so naturally. It was fun. It was fun to play with the character on that level, and then also the clothing was so cool and weird, and I had nothing to do with it. It was there. It was built beautifully by the time I got there, and I was like, it so informed who I thought she was. I knew that he was a nice man. I met him a few years ago, kind of socially and in passing and very briefly. And in terms of my relationship with his movies, and just with the sort of awareness of his voice and how particular it is, I would work with him if he was like a jerk. I really would. And who knows how far that whatever. But to say that this person knows how to bring people together and tell a cohesive story in the most I mean, and I speak about this in a way that is not a job. Like he reveals himself through his work, and he is such a loving person. It's actually surprising because I know a lot of his work is intense and it's confronting, and it's odd how that usually comes from people that are incredibly tender. But he's just the nicest, coolest guy, and he's so funny, and I had the best time. Well, the script is so good, and I think one thing that I will say is it's kind of, it feels easy to make the movie with him. There's an ease. No one's straining or pushing because we're bolstered by this beautiful and precise screenplay that is also so open to be like explored. And the pressure is internal because like it's Cronenberg and you want to do a good job for him, but like there is zero pressure, even though you only do one or two takes. And he's so confident with the first time he's heard you say his words because he's always so surprised and like excited by whatever the first thing is, and he just sets himself up for success. And so that's prep, and that's like just trusting your choices and like casting the movie well. Like he's such a good director. When we first were talking about the script, and I was like, when did you write this? Have you just been like fever writing during lockdown? And he was like, I wrote this in 1996. And it blew my mind. It just felt so topical and scary and urgent. And it is a world that is beautiful. There's beauty in it. His perspective is positive, even though obviously it's there are horror elements to the idea of our world and the way that we're living in it.